So when the pandemic hit, right, we saw that the supply chain logistics industry as a whole was going to be transformed, revolutionized, if you will. We saw giant corporations sitting on copious amounts of equipment, and we knew that the most important part of their business, i.e., the driver, right, the laborer, the person that actually generates revenue, was going to be displaced, right? When you shut down government and you furlough every driver that you have, right, in hopes of cutting down cost, you end up creating a fatal situation for yourself. It's a short-lived goal, right? So it gets you across that quarter, but you're going to pay for those sins for a few years. We knew that in order to be relevant in a post-pandemic era, we were going to need to be agile. We were going to need to be loyal to our people, our drivers, our workers, our warehousemen, and we were going to have to ensure that we can pivot on a swivel. And here's what I mean by that, right? Prior to COVID, everything was on a regulated basis. Outside of COVID, you have the political narrative that shifted, the global economic posture has shifted, inflation on the rise. You have this consistent crisis type environment, right, where you're consistently in contingencies. We realized that if we wanted to capitalize on that and be the voice of the people, for the people, by the people, that we need to dabble in all of those elements that allow that opportunity to take place. Our number one job is to use our corporate know-how, our skill set, and our ability to lock down Fortune 500 type accounts and make them accessible to the common guy that's actually going to go out there and do the work. Those are all people. We come from nothing. We keep it humble. So we built these companies to be able to address all their needs. If you're an owner operator and you had this dream to be an entrepreneur, right, and you are a driver, you have the perfect skill set, what are you lacking? Well, you might not have the business acumen. You may not understand how you need to dot your I's and cross those T's on those contracts to ensure that you have fuel surcharges to protect yourself, that you have the right type of insurance liability, that your net terms are correct so your cash flow isn't affected. Well, that shouldn't stop you from achieving your American dream, right? We're here to help that. So we help navigate those waters. From an owner and operator, he might need to have maintenance. He may need to have equipment that he didn't have access to. He may need to hire drivers. He needs somebody to help manage his business so he can do what he does best, which is drive and generate revenue. Well, we can manage that from a 3PL perspective. Hell, we might land a contract and we want to be able to help all those owner operators. So we got brokerage divisions. It's the whole plethora, and what's most important, what Spartan is, it's posture of heart, man. It's the ability for us to give back to the common man, the ability for us to unite and build a workforce of like the pirates, man. we're sticking it to the big companies, and if you're a big company, I don't mean anything bad by that. What I'm saying is I'm providing you better service with people that actually care. Mm-hmm. So it's not a contract. Most of these entrepreneurs put their heart, their mind, and their money into everything that they do. So we're here to help that.
Got it. So